Welcome back, everybody. We're very fortunate to have Yousef sitting here with us to talk about his experience of being shot out of a Canon. Thanks for coming in, Lee. So Lee, just to give everybody a little bit of a background story, you've been licensed since December, correct? And while you're new to residential resale, you've been in real estate for a while now. What led you to CIR and this segment of your career?
As you know, Steve, we met a few years ago at one of the show homes. I used to sell new homes for one of the large volume builders here in Calgary. Mm-hmm. Did that for about 10 years and built some high-end custom homes here in town too. So with all that knowledge and construction-related experience, I thought this would be a natural transition into the resale side.
Right.
And hence, we are here today.
Here we are. So you did some new home sales. You were really good at it. We had the good fortune of doing a couple deals together, and the developer side.
That's correct.
You were your own developer, correct?
Yeah.
So you've had incredible growth this year, and while you've had some significant experience in real estate, this has been a much different experience, is my understanding. What do you think you can attribute your success to?
It's really a combination of things. It's nothing specific or any one key tip that I can give. Mm-hmm. Originally when I got into this, I thought it would be an easy ride, and I had 1,000+ names in my database of past clients, and realized very quickly that due to privacy rules and confidentiality laws out there, I wasn't able to reach out to those folks. So my 100 deals in my first deal kind of evaporated very quickly.
Yeah.
And so it was either, give up and get depressed over that, or find new ways and be creative and create new business opportunities and learn the business,
right,
and implement systems.
How long was it before you first adjusted your initial goals?
It took about 30 days.
Okay.
So very quickly I had to, and that's one of the things about what I think is one of my core skills is the ability to adjust over time very quickly. And so if you find something that's not working, you got to move on. And to dwell on it or get negative or get caught up in that is not going to help anything.
Right. What are you on track now for?
I'm expecting to hit $200,000 worth of gross commission income this year.
Right.
And which is nice, given
phenomenal first year.
Yeah.
So excellent work. When you got into it, I know we've been kind of going through a shift, and we've talked quite a bit about this, but did you realize that we were coming into a down market, and what was your strategy moving forward?
I did. It's my goal for the first year was to learn the business. I mean, there's just so much involved in real estate that people don't realize, and the old school way of marketing and servicing clients has changed quite a bit. And so, just to learn everything there is to know about how to do open houses, to how to do showings effectively, and farming activities, circle prospecting, mail outs, marketing, accounting. I mean, the list just keeps going, right? And so
while you've been systemizing and doing all of that learning, I know you've been getting to work and doing the transactions as well. What components did that involve?
It wasn't easy, right? Learning contracts and the legal side of it, and how to present those contracts in a way that's professional, and learning the ins and outs of how to do the CMAs and the home market evaluations, and do an effective job and go after some listings here in town, which were being, competing against some big players as well. And so it was a learning curve, that's for sure.
Okay. And what sort of things were you focused on to get launched properly?
You got to know the market. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know the numbers off the top of your head, that's probably not going to look very professional in front of your clients.
Right.
If you don't know the process of what it takes to properly market a property today with online marketing and all the activities involved with that, then that's not a good thing. If you go and sit down to do a presentation for a client for a listing appointment, and you don't have a solid plan and numbers and how you came up with those numbers and know your comps inside and out, then you're not going to have that legitimacy in front of your client either. So, and hard work. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say you got to work smart, and to me, it's not just working smart, it's also working hard.
Yeah.
So for the first 6 months, I was working 6 or 7 days a week,
Yep.
and averaging 10 to 11 hours a day.
Right.
So that doesn't come easy.
Definitely not, and I think you nailed it when you're talking about preparation, because I know the amount of preparation that you've put into even competing against other luxury agents and that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
trying to edge your way into that market as well. So you really impressed me with your preparation, that's for sure. What's worked so far, and where does your business primarily come from right now?
Okay. What's worked is activities that puts me directly in front of a client. So with every listing we do some circle prospecting. We target that, with 100 homes around the area, door knocking, cold calling, mail outs, all those activities. Mm-hmm. They do generate additional business, 1 or 2 buyers we get out of that. So it's not fun work, hitting doors and talking to people, cold calling and things like that, but
right.
It does generate business,
right.
and allows us to close transactions.
And you were surprised at the little amount of time you had to door knock to get some activity generated.
Yeah.
But it was still dedicating that time, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, what would you do differently? What didn't work, and what would you do differently if you were starting over?
The online marketing aspect, the lead gen side of it is a much longer plan than people think it is. So it definitely costs a lot of money, and you have to watch your spending and make sure that it's being utilized effectively. And if it's not working, change providers,
right.
change your approach to it, but also have a long-term plan for it. It's not going to pay off in the first year.
Right. It comes back to that preparation and adjusting your goals, and not having a pie-in-the-sky attitude, just making sure you're working with real numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. And then what's your plan moving forward to continue your growth pattern?
Yeah, we're at that position now where we took a lot of the concepts out of Ninja and starting to implement them now.
Because you flew down to Fort Collins.
I did.
Took Ninja.
Yeah, I did. I didn't want to wait the 6 months to go to it. It was very valuable.
Yeah.
It's good advice on a lot of things. It teaches you a lot of creative things to look at the business. But it does take a lot of effort to build your CRM system, to build the templates for that, your follow-up touches, reaching out to your database, nurturing that.
Right.
That takes a lot of time. Mm-hmm. But it is an investment for the future. And the key to everything is creating momentum. And so you do a lot of activities that don't pay off for a while, but once you start getting those sales, then you create that momentum and you just ride that wave. And,
right.
and that's kind of where we're at right now. We're hoping to double volume next year. Nice. And hire a couple of agents, and the sky's the limit, basically, right?
Excellent. Well, hey, you've definitely established the systems that it's going to require, and preparation is key. So I don't have any doubts that you're going to achieve whatever you set out for. So I think that's a pretty good rundown. Any other thoughts that you have, or?
Just learn your customers' behavior. That's the biggest thing for me.
Good point.
A lot of systems are automated, and drip campaigns and follow up and touch people and send newsletters and that, but that's not how everyone wants to be communicated with.
Right.
So treat your client like a human being, not a and communicate with them. So one of the things we do is we ask them always, how do you like to be communicated with? Some people like text, some people like email.
Right.
And you do that accordingly. So
very
that's
valid, and it's a relationship business. So,
absolutely.
Figure out how to strengthen those relationships. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Lee, for coming on, and I hope you guys found it valuable. I know it has been a pleasure to watch you grow through this year, and I'm really happy that you're with CIR, and
thanks,
we
Steve.
look forward to seeing what you have in the future stored for you. So.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you.
Real quick, we're going to go to a video from one of our preferred suppliers, Sean Alzetta, and then Lindsay and I will be back to talk about the sale of buyers.